So always look back at what is your focus and will it work for you? Because just because it worked for one person doesn't mean it's going to work for you, and just because it worked at one point doesn't mean it's going to work forever. I've tweaked my back a couple times the past couple months, and I look back in my training logs and I thought about it, and I had removed squats and deadlifts from my routine almost entirely because the power lifts aren't really one of my goals right now. Those exercises take a lot out of me and take a lot of resources away from other things that I want to train. But what I've noticed is that my back is, I think it's gotten weaker. So I'm actually going to start layering in some squat movements and some more deadlift movements at a much lighter weight for me with a lot less volume, just to kind of get the back some stimulation, because I really think the back squat is a great exercise for the back. It really builds back muscle really well. And not just a back squat, we're gonna be doing some analysis of a couple other squats in this video. So I'll keep it you know, interesting for you guys, tell you a little bit about some things that you may not know about it, because there's a lot of information on this and a lot of misinformation. One of the things that I think most people are misinformed about is that they have to do squats to grow their legs, which, unless you have small femurs, you're built for it, you're a beginner, you have better choices. I mean, a lot of people keep pointing at Tom Platz. Well, just because it worked for him doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And if it works so well for him, why the hell did he do so many leg extensions? When you think about it, like, there's tons of footage of him doing a lot of other exercises. If back squats are king, then why did he even bother with anything else in the first place? But I could tell you that if you feel like your legs have grown from a back squat or a front squat or any other type of squat, then hey, more power to you. Do them if you like it. But there's a lot of reasons to squat, not just for leg development. For example, building a bigger back. I mean, I think the front squat is actually a back exercise, not a leg exercise. A front squat, you know, you can't really add a lot of intensification to it for your legs, because your back and your spine and all that crap gives out way before your legs do, for the most part. So if you want to grow your legs, I don't think the front squat is a good choice at all. But a front squat is a great choice if you want to be an absolute animal, because I think overall strength, like, a front squat is one of the ultimate measures of that. Like, people who can front squat a lot of weight are just absolute animals. You don't fuck with people that can do a lot of front squats. It just makes you a different being. But you got to also think about, why is it not the greatest leg exercises? Because your core, your trunk, your back, all that stuff give out way before your legs do. You know, I'm a living proof that my core, I have a larger core than a lot of guys. A lot of that is built up from doing a fuck ton of front squats when I was younger. I did almost nothing but front squats from 20 to like age 32 with no belt. It made my abs huge, huge abs, because front squats and deadlifts with no belt. I didn't actually start wearing belts when I trained these core lifts until, you know, later in my late 20s, like right before I turned 30. So a lifetime of beltless lifting and a lot of front squats and deadlifts and stuff like that, it will make your core bigger. It will contribute to that. So if you want to grow your legs with squats, a better exercise might be something that also doesn't involve as much shoulder, because for me, it takes so long to warm up for squats, because my shoulders, as a bigger guy, like, yeah, when you're like 175, 80, 185 pound male, you don't have all this crap getting in the way. You know, how many really big dudes do a lot of back squats? For the most part, they're doing something like a safety bar squat or a Duffalo bar squat, which I think of the Duffalo or Buffalo bar, they're like, that's great, because the caber, the bend in the bar takes a lot of stress off that shoulder mobility, takes a lot of the ask off of that. It's not as big of a demand, so you can focus on the rest of the lift. But here's the catch. The lower the weights are to the ground, like with the spider bar that I'm using from Elite FTS, it's a tough bar. It'll make you sorry. It's a 85 pound bar to begin with, and it's just unwieldy. So you can watch me walk this weight out. I'm wiggling and I'm wobbling. I'm having to, you know, so hey, again, there's another great back exercise, core exercise, trunk exercise, whatever you want to call these muscles that are stabilizing this whole thing that's hanging off of me here before I can even bend my fucking knee. So it's a great exercise for people with bigger shoulders up to a certain part, because it takes a lot of the demand off. But again, it's like, what is your focus? That's the important thing. So always look back at what is your focus and will it work for you? Because just because it worked for one person doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And just because it worked at one point doesn't mean it's going to work forever. So squats of all types were great up until I got to about 215, 220 pounds. And then after that, I noticed I was getting a lot more out of isolation exercises, layering a lot more belt squats, being just a little bit more varied with my training. And this is why I recommend that people are just strictly interested in building mass. You need to find exercises you can do a higher volume in, not exercises that just your body breaks down before you can even finish the rep because your back gives out or something. So a good thing is like those squat machines you see in gyms. I have 2 of them in my gym. I have a squat machine and I have a power squat machine. And the reason why you see a lot of bodybuilders on these is because they kick ass. They're really good machines. I like to stick them after some isolation work with a little pre-exhaust, so I can really get into the leg extensions, the leg curls, and then I'll attack on one of these when my legs are already pumped and pre-exhausted. That way my legs don't have much left and I can really juice them out at the end of those exercises and get a lot of benefit. So, and the other thing I want to mention is, you know, as you get stronger, it takes longer to warm up for those really big exercises like a squat, front squat, any sort of squat like that. It takes longer to warm up because there's more tissue, there's more age, there's more damage, there's more wear, there's more tear, there's more mass. It takes me a good 45 minutes on average to warm up to a top set of an exercise like any type of squat. It takes 25 to 30 minutes still to warm up to an appreciable working weight on most days. With leg extensions and a lot of the other leg isolation exercises, take 10 minutes. 10 minutes. You know, if it's taking this much just to get started on this exercise, by the time you finish this one exercise, it's already been an hour into your workout. You might think, oh, well, I didn't do that much in that hour. Yeah, you did. You did a lot of warm up. And you're tack another hour of training after that, you're going to get bored. Honestly, I think one of the biggest arguments for shortening your training isn't some sort of magical testosterone boost or you know, neuro shit going. It's just because, you know, honestly, this might sound weak. I get bored. I don't want to train for 2.5 hours. I want to train for like a good hour and 15 minutes. And then I want to train later in the day with another like 35 or 45 minute session. I do cardio in the morning. I stretch throughout the day. I'm constantly adding activity instances throughout my day. I walk after meals. So maybe I don't want to sit there and do a 2.5 hour leg workout unless it's like I'm going and visit Dave Tate or someone special, and then I'm going to do a long workout for fun. You know what I mean? But just on the daily, on the average, you know, I'm just going to get bored. I want to do other things. So maybe if I want to do squats, I should just do a squat workout. That way I can focus entirely on them for what they are and not do them as part of a leg workout. Maybe you can do them, or you can do half a leg workout after squats, or you can do your leg workout that has just isolation training and do squats another day. There's a lot of ways to do this, guys. There's a lot of ways. Just as long as you're doing stuff and you're having fun, it's going to be good. It's going to be okay. Just give it time. All right. So that's it for the video. Make sure you, yeah, did you see that? That was kind of like a subliminal message. Hit the like button right there. So if you guys got any comments or questions, comment below. I'll check them out. But yeah, so if you like squats, do them. If you don't, don't. But don't think that you have to because some hardcore sounding keyboard warriors on the internet say you have to. I'm doing them for my back. Not because I expect them to grow my legs. They're probably going to be taking resources away from my legs as I continue to focus on something that's more important to me right now, which is my lower back getting tweaked when I jump and stuff. So let me fix that by doing some squats. I think it's going to help out. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Closing videos on YouTube is actually one of the hardest things, guys, just so you know. It's just a little inside information. Closing videos is kind of hard, but you know, I think they'll just cut me off at some point here, right?